the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. I'll take 5 with CJ and Jester, talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home. It's okay to not be.
A beautiful morning to Grenada, Carriacou, Peter Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning to North America, Asia, Africa. Good morning to the rest of the world. And let me say good morning here to Kenu. Good morning to you, Kenu, and how are you?
I'm okay at you.
I am good, thank you.
And where is Mr. Jester?
He's right here, don't worry.
All right. Thank God for that. You have you.
You know your boy is here, man.
All right. Well, once here, I'm right here too.
All right, go right ahead.
Okay. This morning, Lord, I must say good morning to CJ and Jester, and good morning to the nation, and good morning to the people on the radio station. But this morning, I stretch my hands to thee, no other help I know but you. And if thou withdraw yourself from us, this hour, Lord, thou shall we go. But I will thank you for those who see the morning rising sun. But I will thank you, Lord, for sparing life and mercy, safety, and abiding grace. We thank you, Lord. We could only tell you thank you. I'm thanking you for myself and for many others, and especially those who cannot say thank you, Lord. I am thanking you for them. But I bring the country before you. Remember, Grenada is in your hands. But I remember North, South, East, and West in Grenada, Lord. Remember Carriacou and remember Petit Martinique. But I same to them, Lord. And I draw you caught in and give them a pick down. They need you, Lord. They need you more than ever. There is time to up and there is time to down. There is time to almost to the ground, but oh, Father God, touch each and every one of your children this hour, Lord. The youth, Father, the adults, the school children, the babies, the mothers, the babies in the hand, those in our different homes this hour.
I think Kenu internet is fading. Kenu, are you there?
But I with the oh, the Lord.
I think the internet is gone. So,
Everything is in your hand, case is in your hand. You have to bless your children, Lord. Bless your country, bless your village, bless your parish. Where there is darkness, put light. Where there is light, make it move bright. But have some how to walk in dangerous places. But I guide them and protect them whenever they're walking in that places to go to the home this hour, Lord. Remember them in the days of mercy. Fishermen I bring before you, help them to have a care. Because God is in your hand this hour, Lord. The entire post, Lord. The SSU, the RRU, each and every one of them, Lord, the wardens. Bless them if thou be so pleased, my God and my King. Look over your children, Lord. Look over my village and my people this hour, Lord. As you taught the disciple to say this morning, blessed Lord. Look down, Lord. Look down, Jesus. Oh God, and our Father, remember, CJ, I bring before you this morning, Lord. Father, that is in your hand, take her in charge, guide and protect her, Lord. She whom she left behind, bless it, keep it safe in the act of safety. Oh, Master Divine, remember, just I bring before you, Lord. Reach out and touch him this hour, blessed Lord. Father, not to lead him to shame, lead us to his grace. Help him to walk with the head up high this hour, Lord. You me left behind this morning, each and every one of them in that home. But I hold them and bless them, Lord. You might be strong as a mustard seed, but share the blessing of each and every heart this hour, Lord. Remember my village, remember my people, Lord. Remember CJ village and G people this hour, Lord. Remember all those on the radio station, Lord. I cannot name them one by one. But Master, you are acquainted to all your children there. Your sheep in the pasture, you know each and every one of them by the different vices. And bless them this hour, Lord. Each and every one of them, bless them this hour. Guide and protect them this hour. My God and my King. Our Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. But there is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so very much. Yeah, the internet, you just got off the internet is giving a bit of an issue over there on Kenya's side, I think. Yeah.
It's dropping.
Yeah, dropping terribly.
So, folks, we just want to apologize for that. We have no control.
Yeah, sometimes it's.
We apologize for not the smooth flow as you are accustomed to.
Yeah. For the past weeks, the internet has been really acting up. You know, sometimes you get it, and sometimes you're watching something and it just it's buffering wrong and wrong. So it is what it is. We have no control over it, as I always say. But you pay the bill every month.
And if you don't pay the bill,
you get cut off. You get cut off.
Unfair times.
That is for sure. You get cut off, like they cut you off and say you're not paying the bill. And you know the funny thing, they will say to you, "Well, your internet had a problem. Did you report it?" Well, why would I report when you know your internet has a problem? Well, what am I reporting? You already know there's a problem in every area that the internet is not working. So if I'm complaining that I'm not getting proper network at my place, don't ask me if I reported it because you know there is a problem in the area. Or as a matter of fact, the whole of Grenada is having issues with the internet as we speak. So, you know. Good morning to you, Justin. How are you?
Good morning to you, Miss CJ.
I got a handle to my name this morning. Look at that.
First time I address you like that. It's got to be different at times, isn't it?
Really? So, let me say good morning to the people that are on there. Carol Belfin, good morning to you. Lorna Bain, good morning to you. Kathleen Ledlow, good morning. We didn't see you last week. What happened? Were you sick or you went missing in action? These are who are online at the moment. Let me also say good morning to JG across the seas, the farmers. You got all that name this morning. Chance the gamer this morning that has just checked in. Good morning to you, Chance. How are you? Mary in Toronto. Yes, it is Tuesday. It's another Tuesday, and we have another topic again this morning that may tickle the fancy of some of you. I have to say that a lot of things that I discovered while doing research and that kind of shocked me, but we're putting it out there so everybody's going to be aware of what happens when someone you love die and what goes on after that. Good morning, Rikisha. How are you? Hope all is well. So, Fitrin Harley Douglas, good morning to you. Coffee in the morning. Daphne Dayton family out there in Toronto. Hill Street people. The Glean family. Olivachi Banishono. Good morning to Lorna Bain. Junior out there in the Grande Town. Mary, good morning to you again. Nicholas Snag, good morning. Bandy Chester David. Pat Pear and family, good morning. William Pierre out there in Toronto. SPW. Buddy in the lane, good morning. Kathleen Ledlow. Roya Charles Alexander. Antonia Francois, good morning. Gloria Francois, Antonio Dubo, like in Wifey Aito. That's good morning to you. Good morning to Ted Bushes, Justin Tuckman, Wendy in Toronto. Good morning to the University under the cashew tree. Good morning to Shelly Belfon, Nikki Sylvester, Bernard Lessie. Good morning to Corrine. Good morning to Ruth, Petra, Sylvie, Nikki, the whole of the Prudence, the whole of the Elite Warriors. Good morning to Deborah. I'm remembering them as I go along. It's a whole lot of man's good morning. Who again? We're hearing that the audio is too low. I'm wondering what's going on with it. I'm not sure if this is going to help, but I'm going to check. You hear me now? Don't know if I'm going to see if Duo is going to be able to fix that. I just got a message saying audio is low. So I just check and see. Let me send a message to Dugo and tell him to check because Mr. Ram says that the audio is low. I'm not sure if he'll be able because he did something last week. Um, and it went up a bit. So let's see if he's going to do his magic again. See if he can fix it. So just so you can go ahead and say good morning to your peeps.
A special good morning to the folks out there in New York City, my good boy Gordon Bushes Richardson, Wayne Ted John, and the Moose Bartholomew. Well, at least the name has already been mentioned, but good morning to you, Ito, and your wife. The Glenn family, yeah, it's a long time I haven't spoken to Mrs. Glenn. I need to get on the telephone and give her a holler one of these days. Coming back at home, the Hill Street people, speaking of Celia and Caris, well, I know Cassie's out at work now about Floyd. Suppose they're doing well. Claire out there in Maho, good morning to you. Oh, Kathy out there in London. Yeah, Miss
And
Bissessa.
Big Ben.
Yeah, Godchild in out there in River Sally. Miss Gladys out there in Marty's. Trisha out there from St. David's area. Good morning. Did I miss out? If I've missed out on anybody, I'll just check in. Oh, Mr. Tootman and his wife. Yeah. Justin Tootman and his goodly lady alongside him. Special good morning to you. Yeah.
So I think Dugo is working on the volume there for us. So let's see because I didn't touch anything. I just I don't know why the volume keeps going up and down. I'm not sure if it's on the other side, but he's working on it here. Even though you can't see us at the moment, we are here. We have my beautiful, handsome, tall drinker water for son is working on the system right now because it is saying that got a message that the audio is low, and that is from New York. So they're
Yeah.
broadcasting it from there. So if it's not being loud enough, then he won't be able to. People won't be able to hear much of what we're saying. But I think he's listening to me, and let me tell you, Dugo is working on it as we speak. So let's see. Let me know. Give me the thumbs up if it's better when Dugo is finished. So it's almost coming to the end of the sporting season, Jester.
End? Far from
No, the
the end.
beginning.
Far from the end, though. You say end.
Well,
It's
it's
certainly
March.
not the end.
March is the end, isn't it?
No.
When?
April.
When is Interpol?
Intercall is in March.
Okay, I mean, the end of school sports then. Let me put it that way. End of school sport. I heard that they're having a road relay coming back soon.
Really.
Yeah. I was told that a couple of days ago. So,
Who's hosting it?
I don't know. I was told. I don't know
Well,
what
we
it
should
said.
have asked
No,
that.
I'm not interested.
Well, because you are a very strange person.
I know. Don't tell me what I already know.
Oh gosh, still a lot of games to come on, and we still have the Rosehill Infant School sports to come on. That for the very first time they are having it on a Sunday. That will be on the 22nd of March. Next week Tuesday is Western Games at Cuthbert Peters Park. Yeah, then the National Primary School GOT next that takes place from tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got on Thursday.
Where am
Dr. Kirani James National
Oh,
Athletic
okay.
Stadium, of course. Yeah. Intercall
I? Intercall.
will be on the 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Mm-hmm.
That's respectively Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. And then we have the big one on the bigger stage, Karifta,
When
over
is
the
that?
Easter weekend.
Oh, that's in April.
Yeah.
So when I say
the
sports
4th
is
to the
almost coming to
6th.
the end, I didn't mean that the international thing. I mean our sports people in here, not the whole
Well,
Caribbean thing.
I call out quite a few
Gosh.
sports still that to come, so I don't understand.
I said
what
it
you
was
said.
I said it was winding down, and isn't it?
No,
winding
you
down?
didn't use that
I
word.
said it's coming to an end. It's the same as winding down. If you don't know how to play with words, I'm playing
Oh,
it for
God.
you. It's winding down. It's coming to an end. Okay.
Oh,
Chance, thank you so much for letting us know that you're hearing us loud and clear in the field. So we can move along right now. Today's the 3rd already of March, eh?
yeah.
My birth month.
Born in March 2.
Born in March 1, not
March
2.
1.
Yeah, I came into this world kicking and screaming in March.
I know a lot of March people that are
I think
very, 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 very troublesome.
Eh,
I think that one of the thing I can use to say about March people, man. They are very, very miserable at times.
it's not. We are not miserable.
I
We are
can tell
just
you
matter of fact. We say as is. We don't go behind that. We're not hypocrites.
Oh gosh,
We
I
come
also
out-
get some kicks here.
We come out and we just say as
Very,
is and
very
move
troublesome.
along. You can say
Very,
whatever
very
you
miserable.
want. Say whatever. March people.
A lot of awkward bunks from them.
Whatever you say. I know
Telling you what I know.
Hilarion hasn't checked in as yet, but let me say good morning to him. He's
know.
back at work. His muscles is healed and he's back at work.
I know I'll get some boulders frying behind me for saying
Pretty
that,
much.
but I seen it.
Well, we are accustomed with that. Do you think people like us mind what you say? We don't really care. If you look in my, you see any care what to talk about?
Oh
There's
gosh.
none. So you could say whatever you want. You could give your mod liberty and go right ahead.
Because I know certain March
Well, that is your
people.
business. That is your business.
So I'm speaking from experience.
Well, too bad, so sad. Too bad. You know much people are miserable. That is your business. You deal with the miserable.
Including
people.
you, Clay.
Me? I'm not
Yeah.
miserable. I'm a matter of fact. A matter of fact.
And you might just be leading the pack.
Carl, what date in March are you? She's March. You see, one of the listeners says she's born in March. He's saying that you're miserable. He's saying, what date in March are you, Carl?
Yeah, fasting people business. They want the church too.
We're not fasting people business. We are inquisitive. We
What?
figure out things. We want to know what's going on and make the best of it. Listen. There's a difference in people minding people business and people wanting to know what's going on. I have no business on minding you. If that's what you want to hear. That's what. Oh, you're the 30th. Okay, I'm the 21st. I was born the second day of spring, as they say. The first day of spring is the 20th, and mine is the 21st. So I'm a spring girl, you know. So that's why you always see me bouncy all over the place, the thing. But yeah. So she's the 30th of March. My friend Rose is the 30th of March. And I'm putting it out there. March month has the most people in it. The month of March. I think mostly every.
most people in.
Yes.
Well, what? Listen.
I don't want to hear you. Just hold it.
Well, you will have to.
No, I don't want to hear. I could go.
What scientific measures you would have used?
You just say you know
I want to know.
You see a lot of people in March that you know, right?
I see a lot that
Okay,
I know.
that's enough. A lot of people in March, and I know a lot of people, and everybody know a lot of people, and all of us in March know we have a lot of us out there. So
You see March are the most?
yes, and I'm sticking to that story. I could give you. My son was born in March. My sister was born in March. Me, Rose, Youthlin, Bray, a whole lot of that's people that I already know in my circle. All of us born in March as it is.
Clay, let me say a special good morning to Nixon Barry. Nixon, can you just hold on a bit for me, please? And as soon as I'll take a little break and get back to you. So if you just want to hang up still, that is a very, very crucial call that I have to get across, in fact.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Carl
So-
said we are the best with good heart. That is so true. Tell them. We don't take crap from people, but at the same time, we have the best heart out. You have to take a commercial break, you say?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so we'll take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Voices calm, hearts that care. 2 good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. Well, take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home. It's it's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health, it matters most, so come in close and raise a toast to the ones who fight each day, to the silent words they never say. You're strong, you're seen, you're truly heard. We got your back, you've got our word. Oh, take 5 with CJ and Jester, talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home. We laugh, we cry, we share the ride. No judgment here, just love and light. You've got a place right here to stay. So take 5 and heal today. Take 5 with CJ and Jester.
So I'm going to start. Oh, why is this so loud? Nice. So I'm going to start while Jester is away doing his call, because we cannot wait for time here, because when we lose it, we don't get it back. So today we are going to be talking about what happens if one spouse dies without a will. And a lot of us are going through, a lot of people that I know is going through that at the moment. Like someone, you're married, you don't have children, you die, and it's on both sides. But you didn't make a will. So what happens to you then after the funeral and everything? What happens to you or to your spouse or your relatives or your children? So today we're going to be talking about that, because a lot of people, a lot of things that I discovered while I was doing this, it had me thinking, what is going on here? Is that for real? But then again, it says that in different parts of the world and different parts of states in the United States, everybody has a different take on how they deal with it. It is called interstate, or like your estates, but there are a lot of things that I discover here, and I'm like, whoa, this is not right. So people, I'm saying, any of you that are out there that has a husband, wives, or wife, husband, wife, children, siblings, whatever it is, make a will or do something in trust, because you would, when you learn what takes place today, you would be thinking, I need to get myself into gear and get these things done. So he says, when there is no will, state law determines how a deceased spouse property is divided. Learn how this legal process impacts what a surviving spouse inherits. So I did. I have a husband. I didn't make a will, and we didn't have children. So now we're going to learn what happens to the husband of mine that I left behind without a will, with no children also. Or if there are children, what's going to happen? It says when a person passes away without a valid will, the legal term for their situation is dying intestate. While this means the deceased did not leave a will to explain how they wanted their belongings distributed, it does not necessarily mean there are no instructions at all. Some assets, such as those with named beneficiaries or joint owners, may still have clear directions for where they should go. So, you get that. Even though there is no will, but there might be some directions as to what they want you to do in case of their demise. So, interstate refers to the condition of an individual estate when they pass away without having made a legally valid will. This absence means that the possessions, including financial assets and real property, collectively known as their estate, are distributed according to the specific interstate succession laws of that state. These laws serve as a default plan which determines who inherits what, strictly based on familial relationships. It's important to recognize that without a will, the deceased person's wishes and intentions for the estate play no role in how the assets are allocated. So this is a very important point here. Even though you have, like I said, you have you did not make a legal valid will, but you have estate, you have stuff. But that doesn't mean that when you die, even though you have other relatives and so that is going to be going to you automatically or anything of that sort. Because what you die, you're not there anymore to say that okay, this is what I had intention of doing. When you have the intention, do it now. Because when you pass, there is nothing, you have no hold over that anymore. It is in the hands of lawyers and the state and well your estate and whatever it is that they choose to do with it, they will do with it. So if I have two children and I pass and I didn't make a will, chances are they do not get what it is that they think is coming to them. Although they could get 50% of what it is that I have if I have a will also. But if I don't have a will, whatever they decide to do, I have my two children, yes, they are my offsprings, but I have siblings, I have uncles, I have aunts, I have different cousins, and so all that I own could simply go to split among all of these people when this is not what you want to happen. So you see, from the beginning, I'm saying if you are there and you do not have a will and you even have uh, a piece of field in the back of your house and you want it to go to someone, make it known legally that this is what you want to happen. And I want Claire to have this piece of land in the back of my house here, or I want Claire to have the piece of land just up the street there, or I want my brother, your son to have it, or somebody. Make it legal, because if it's not legal, chances are you're going to have a cricket or a paddle. It says here, if there are children and one spouse dies without a will, which is the intestate, the surviving spouse does not, and read that, does not automatically inherit the entire estate. According to Intestates Estate Act, the surviving spouse is entitled to one half, so that is 50% of the estate, while the remaining half is distributed among the deceased parents, siblings, and other relatives. So a lot of times we have people that are married and you say to yourself, okay, when that person passes along, everything that they have will come to me. We are learning now that that is not true in some places. That is not like cut and dry. It says that the spouse will receive one half of that estate, which is 50%. The other 50% could be distributed around parents, siblings, and other relatives. So pay attention. Key, and we're going to the Grenadian fact of it now. What I did there was sort of international, so let's hit the Grenadian part and then we'll hit back to international again. Key aspects of Grenadian inheritance law for childless couples include intestacy rules, which is no will. If there is no will, the law dictates the following order of distribution, and that is Grenada, right? Surviving spouse inherits 50% of the estate immediately. 50%, you get that for sure. The remaining 50% goes to the deceased parents. If both is alive, they share it. If one is alive, it takes the next 50%. So you get 50%. I get 50% if I'm the surviving husband or the surviving wife. You get 50%. And the other 50% will be, if they have parents, that goes to both parents, so they'll get like 25%, 25%. If it's one parent that is alive, that parent get 50%. Let's get that in your head. 50%. So you're not getting 100% of anything when your spouse passes away. You get 50% immediately. The rest of the other 50% has to be divided into different set of people. It says siblings, like if they have brothers and sisters now, if no parents are alive, the remaining 50% is divided among the deceased brothers and sisters. Again, that other part of it, 50%. If the parents have passed, and they have siblings, then that 50%, if they have 6 of them, that other 50% has to be divided with that 6 of them. Grandparents, aunts, uncles. If no spouse, parents, or siblings exist, the estate goes to the grandparents and then to aunts and uncles. That's so if you have no brothers or sisters or whatever, then your grandparents your aunts and your uncles is next in line for it. It is like, let's say it's like the royal family, When Charles died, William's come into power. William's sons, if he has more than one, well, he has what's his name, Louis and whoever. So they become king or whatever after William passes. So even though Harry is a prince, Harry is not in line to become king any day at all because William's siblings are who's getting the brunt of everything else, all the money and stuff like that. So this is something like this. It breaks down into who gets what and how. So if there's no grandparents, no uncles, no aunts, the crown, which is the government. So if no relatives can be found, the estate reverts to the crown or the government. So let's think about it. You work really, really, really hard all your life and you accumulate a good amount of money. You decide to yourself, oh, I have all the time in the world. I don't need to make a will. Boom. Things happen. With life, anything could happen. You pass. You did not make a will. You see what happens to your money or your worth or your estate? Because sometimes it's not all about money. You have lands. You have transportation. Like you're running a car rental business. You have a business. And you did not make any will whatsoever. This is what happens in Grenada here. It starts from the wife or the husband, the spouse, 50% automatically. The other 50% is shared among the surviving, their siblings or the grandparents or whoever. And if none of them is available, like they all passed, everybody is gone. The good old government is getting the rest of the money. And I know this is not only here. I use Grenada because this is where we are right now. But that happens everywhere in the world based on the research that I did. In different states, things happen differently. But it is that you have to make a will or a trust or something. Because after you work for your hard-earned money and you cannot get it to go to the people that you want it going to, it is a shame. So all of us that are sitting here and listening to this program today, even though you have, like I said, you have a dog or you have a cat and you want to pass on the dog or the cat to someone, write it, make it legal, valid, so that in case you pass before or whenever it is, that cat or the dog is going into good hands because this is what you wanted for you. So if you don't do that, this is what's going to happen to you today. We want you to like and share and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring more and more. I'm sure, tell me, somebody call and tell me if they knew exactly this was going on. If a lot of us is sitting and saying, is that what really happens after someone passes by or they expire? Is that what really happened? Because I told you I was shocked when I read this. It says, dine without a will, your property and taxes. So how is your estate tax after you die? So, we pay taxes and everything. They said the only thing that we escape is debt and taxes. And even in debt, you pay taxes. Because I know that there are times that somebody dies, the government of Canada will give you a certain amount of money to help you go to get by. And after you get that amount of money, then when you get that amount of money, then you have to pay taxes on it when you're doing your income tax. So there's tax, even in death, you get tax. You have to pay tax. So this is what we are talking about today. So here, dying without a will, your property tax. So how is your estate tax after you die? The answer varies from state to state, but we'll break down some basics. Under federal law, your estate is taxed by 40% if it's worth over $11.58 million. Anything under that amount is generally exempt from federal tax. State taxes are an entirely different story, especially if you pass away before writing a will. So we're talking about in the big countries now, North America and Europe and Asia and all those places. This is what happens. If you own a lot of money, like $11.58 million, you have to pay, your estate is taxed 40%. That's right off the bat, right? In some states, your estate is taxed up to 16% if it's worth over $1.6 million. Other states use the exclusively designed formula to divide your estate taxes among your spouse and children. So if your estate is being taxed, everybody, your children and your spouse has to pick up the basket with that. You are on the line for paying that tax, right? Based on what the estate is all about. Delaying the necessary steps to write your last will and testament could also mean forfeiting your spouse's marital deduction, which, when documented in your will, allows them to inherit your entire estate tax free. So if you did not put that, as it says, within a certain time, you can get the estate tax free within a certain time. So you have to do it. You have to play the system in that kind of way then for you to do it. Because I'm not sure if that law still exists. Somebody tell me. If uh, I have a very rich father that owns an oil field, and or let me put it that way: somebody win the lottery, they win about 8 million or so dollars, and so going, and they don't want to pay the government taxes. They leave that country where they are for 6 months and travel to another place. After that, they can come back and they don't have to pay taxes. So there is always a loophole in wherever it is that you are doing. So, Charles, I am going to call you back. I'm missing calls like crazy this morning. So, yes. So that is a real title of just that if you you work hard for your money and you have it there and you do not make a will, 50%, say you married me for 50% of your will, your money is going to come to me, of your property, your estate is going to come to me automatically, not 100%. The other 50%, if you have children, like you have 3 children, the other 50% is going to share among them. If you have no children, your mother, father, whoever, the grandparents of their children, is that 50% is going to be divided among them. If you have no grandma, no mother, no father, no brother, no sister, guess where the money is going to?
Government. So let me ask, is that for the laws of Grenada and certain other places, or that generally across?
Across the board, it seems. I just did Grenada one, and Grenada has the same thing. If you have no parents alive or no grandparents, uncle or whatever, it goes to the crown, which is the state.
But in terms of the percentage and in terms of
50,
budget,
50. And if you die without a will and you have an estate, the estate could share the money, divide the money how they feel, because you're not there to say this is not what I wanted. So it is very important, it's imperative that people that have their worth and they have stuff make a will.
'cause I think it's important that that might even worth reiterating, because so let me ask, so people have a clear understanding, because these things are important. So let's say there is a family of, let's say, um, husband, wife, and let's say has 3 children,
Hmm.
and then the man comes and he died. Let's say the property of the estate is valued at, let's say, 100,000.
Hmm.
What what takes place there?
Okay.
So that people have a very clear understanding, because a lot of people just get tied up along these lines.
So if you have $100,000 in your estate is that amount, right? And you have a wife, yeah?
Mm.
The wife gets 50% of that 100,000.
So she get 50,000.
Immediately, yes.
That goes to her.
Right.
Right.
The other 50,000 is going to be divided with your
For
three
them
children.
for the
Yes.
3 children.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So, but if you have one child, that
Mm.
one child get the other 50%. If you have two, well, 25, 25, and so on.
And that is providing you did not make a will.
Right. If you make a will, it is different.
Mm.
If you make a will, then they give the money, they put it wherever it has to go and everything like that stuff. So there is that. That's why it's imperative that we make wills or we have trust for in things like that.
Okay.
So if you do not have any children and you have a aunt, a uncle, or grandparents, or whoever is left, that money is shared among them also.
okay. So let me ask again. So using the same figure
Hmm.
and value of property,
Hmm.
what if that man think, no, you know what, my wife didn't treat me well,
Hmm.
leading up to my latter part of my life,
Hmm.
and I am not giving her anything.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he makes his will.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that will protect that woman in such a way of getting anything, or she just ends up with nothing,
Well,
just as the will is,
that's why it's a will. You state what you want in there.
despite she being wife for years?
Yes, she can
Okay.
contest it, but that doesn't mean that she's gonna win if she contests it.
Yeah.
Because it is legal binding. He made it in his when he was coherent. He made it in his best of his ability. This is what he wants. That's it. Live out in the wind. She can't do anything.
And the thing about will, these are confidential things, so them nobody
When, only the
know.
lawyer at the end of the day you get him
that
to read
no,
it.
so
Yeah.
she will be there not knowing that would be the case.
Mm-hmm. She's thinking that he and I are married. When he's dead, I'm going to get everything, as they normally say. But you still don't get everything because the law says immediately after the from the estate you get 50%.
But the thing is trying to let's say be fair at least. Would that be really fair to the woman in that case, man? Is it after she invests all her life, but might be married for about 50 years? She would have probably made sacrifices. What the thing is, I'm looking for fairness along the way because we have to be fair in life, not because I'm a man. I would.
But you just said that she wasn't being nice to him, or she wasn't
coming to
treating
the
him well
end.
to the end.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. But she could have done quite a lot before, Claire.
What did that say about us human beings? We never remember the good that people do.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You know.
That's what I'm saying.
So you don't know how bad the treatment was at the end. And he said to himself, okay, there are parents that has children, eh? And they have a lot of money. They have animals, they have cats, they have dogs, and so. When you look at your children and the way they behave when you're alive, and you say to yourself, well, when I dead, I ain't giving them a penny if this is how they do it. They leave it for the dog and the cat and they leave it for charity and so, because they made a will. If you don't make a will, chances are they will get something because they are the children, the offsprings of him. So sometimes they leave it for a stranger, somebody they meet on the side of the road, and that person make them feel good. That one day they speak to them, and so they ask, "What's your name?" and stuff like that. They take information and what do you know when they die? Your name is in will, and you don't even know. You just met that person and talk to them. So it is very, very important that you make a will. Whether you have a cat, a dog, a sheep, a goat, or anything, you want to leave the goat for Giovanni and you want to leave the sheep for Jadel and the cow for your daughter. That's it. It's written there. And nobody can take that away.
But I just believe because okay, right, making a will is important. I'm not saying no. I believe making a will, especially for immediate family members, because I see not making a will already end up in real chaos for property, right? But I also believe maybe they need to revisit this whole thing about the wills and what probably there should be some form of protection, something to override something when certain wills are being made. I personally believe
that. So let me ask you something. You make a will before. That's why they have these wills that you pay a fee to every month. That you want to leave something for somebody and something happened between you and that person, and they say, you know what? That person hasn't seen a cent in mine. You want to remove their name from that will.
So, you see, I understand what you're saying. And the thing about it now, because my point is, so imagine, all right, I've been toiling along with my dad. Because some people, right, they might have the will set already, but because they find, and you might just do something that kind of thing, and they just act in rage when they find it because they find everything, they could just go and just change it. So I'm growing up with my dad, right? All along, I am toiling around. So let's say he had invested in a farm. I am with him. I go in a cutting grass, rain, thunder, and lightning, and carrying to the sheep. So for the animals, feeding the animals. He kind of get down in age a bit now. I am taking all this labor, right? Expecting that, I would benefit. And because we probably have a little tying up, yeah, maybe some miss kind of thing. You go now and you change that and you give it to some stranger. I don't think it's fair. So it's along that line I'm looking at to believe that there should be some, the state should have something that a person contest that and override such. How fair that would be?
Hear this now. The I think you're forgetting one thing.
Which is
The land is his. He can do whatever he wants with it. We have a call.
just looking at the fairness of the whole thing.
Good morning. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Very good topic today. I mean, that affects us all.
Yes.
But the one with the husband and the wife, technically, he can leave her out of the will, but she has legal protection. She's entitled to half.
Okay.
So it's up to her now to go and pursue that. He can leave her out, but
Okay.
she's legally, she has legal protections because yes, they can do that, but it just means she has to go and fight for what she should get legally because it's marital property. It doesn't all belong to him. It doesn't all belong to her. It's half half. So even though he makes a will, he can do whatever he wants in the will, but she has legal protection, so she's still entitled to something.
Okay.
The one, yes.
Let me ask you a
The
question.
one that
Okay.
okay. Mhm.
So imagine everything belongs to him. She met him with the house, the car, the business, the everything. Even though they're married, she didn't. What after what she come into the marriage with is what she could claim for it. And if he decides that
Unless they have a
go ahead.
unless they have a prenuptial agreement.
No, okay. Just want to put it
If
out
they
there.
don't have, it's half half. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you see a lot of the people with big money. They make sure they have their agreements before that. What I have before belongs to me. It's only what we accumulate during the marriage we would divide equally.
Yes.
So yeah. So yes, the one about not having a will, husband and wife with no children, having not having a will. That's one really surprised me because I did not know that there was such a law in Grenada, and I only got to know about that maybe about 2-3 years ago when I came home, and one of my relatives was going through it because the husband died, no will, and she just thought that everything goes to her, but legally no, only 50% goes to her, and then well, nephew, sisters, whoever want to come forward could come and claim part of the other 50%. So that just enforced in me how necessary it is to make a will, to say what you really want happen, because I'm not sure that's what he wanted, knowing that was my cousin, but this is what happened. So it just shows, and I don't think there needs to be some education in Grenada on those things, because I don't think the general public knows all these little details about the law.
Well, I didn't even know.
So it's only causes confusion and legal battles and all these things after death. Imagine you're dealing with the death of somebody and now you have to go through this. It's like an added burden. So I think there needs to be a little bit more awareness about what really happens if you die without a will and all the different scenarios that can come forth. It's better make a will to make it easy. You may think you don't have anything, make still whatever you have, make a will. So, there needs to be some more education in general about that. So that's my contribution.
Hold on. Somebody just asked a question. So if there's no children involved, they're married, the wife gets to claim everything? Based on what we learned here, there's no will, right? And
if there is no will, if there is no will, the wife gets everything. But in cases where others come forth, others have legal rights to the property now. Maybe they may choose not to come and make confusion for the property and just leave her with everything. But if they choose to, they can come forth and put a claim in.
can contest that
for
and say that they have part
yes,
of it
she will
also.
get 50%. Yes, yes, and then whoever comes forth after, aunts, sisters, nephews, brothers, whoever could come. No, there may be people who would not go through that and just say, it belongs to her.
Mm-hmm.
But if there are people with, let's say, greedy people, or
Yes, yes,
they
yes.
may, yes, want to come forth and make a claim, and then this long legal battle. No, and I was so surprised,
Yeah, me
about
too.
that.
When I
So
look at that research, I'm like, wow, these are things people have to really pay attention to.
yeah,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Thank you so
Yes.
very much.
So
Thank
okay,
you.
have a
Bye
good day.
bye.
Thank
You
you.
as
Bye
Okay,
bye.
well.
okay, bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, we getting it on all different. Lorna knows somebody that is going through this right now. Celia, good morning to you. Hope all is well. Celia says good morning. Celia Philip.
Good morning to you,
Yes.
Celia.
JG, good
Yeah.
morning. But JG says, so you can contest the will, but you also have to remember the property is the person's own. So if you helping your father doing the sheep and the goat and the cow and the everything, and he decides that, you know what, Jester, I don't want to leave anything for you because you really, really piss me off. He take you out of the will. You can't do anything about it because it's his. It's not yours to begin with. It started off being
I
the property of your father and
I
still the
helped
property of the
build the
father.
empire, Claire.
Which empire?
I thought, well, of course, it's an empire building and get powerful.
Why?
You
What did you do to him
accumulate.
that pissed him off like that? So he could change you
What?
off.
Sometimes you mightn't believe. Sometimes it's just something simple. I'm trying with you. You're telling me
What did the team say again? Blessed is the child, blessed is
that
the
have
parents that we
episode.
done. Yeah, take that.
Yeah, but you could
Shall
have.
it have you on? Because
You see, okay, maybe the child could have go ahead and go and start his own, But at least, he give consideration to his dad. You know what I mean?
no,
Yeah.
the child didn't give consideration to his dad, The
Why
child tell himself that this is my father, that person, and he sees when he passed, I get in it.
Not
So you went,
necessarily.
yesterday you went in there with knowing that, hoping that you're going to get the empire that you helped build, but the empire wasn't yours in the first place. So you give it to whoever you want, and that's the thing that we all have to get into our cabeza. That when it is not ours, it doesn't mean that we are going to get it at the end of the day because they have once they're coherent and they make that will and they sign on that dotted line. It is hard for you to reverse it. I mean, there are people that trial kind of thing. They go to bogus place and get this because they want their name and so. And it's as Donna said, it's all greed.
Claire,
Because hold
go
on,
ahead, go
Melly,
talking.
still moving.
All right.
Because there are people that they sit there and they're waiting for the person to die. And so you know what? If she thinks or he thinks that he getting everything, he has another cut coming because I have something up my sleeve for them. And that's where all the confusion and everything starts.
The point to make that may happen in some circumstances, right? In some other circles, that may not be the case. Sometimes it might even be a case where the father has been telling that son.
Well, yeah, when I die,
You
you're
understand
going
what
to
I'm
get
saying?
it. Right? But the son do something to the father. That don't mean the father could
No,
change
no,
his
no,
mind.
not just about that. He might tell him, well, okay, but stay around and help me. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta tell him all of that. Sometimes things like that do happen too.
People are not perfect.
We all are aware of that.
Right. So in imperfection, he said he changed his mind. And he says, I'm not going to leave that for Jess anymore. I'm not going to leave that for Clay again. And then I'm shocked with myself as well. They said they were going to leave that for me. But then again, you have to think it's not yours to begin with. It's like people that fight, and you have all this money, and they say, oh, my father there, and he leave all that money there, and I should get it. It's not yours to begin with. For you to go fighting for it. And if he feels or she feels to leave it for you, yes. But it has to be in writing. It has to be valid. It has to be stamped and everything. And then it's ironclad. Nobody can break it. That's it. So,
Right?
go ahead.
You see what I'm saying, right?
I heard what you're saying.
We have to be careful as to how we send these messages and them out there. Because what you might find happening is that, well, sometimes somebody could well be listening that program and say, well, boy, that I'm in that situation now. Look, I'm helping.
That's why we're doing it.
I'm helping my father
And
realizing, boy, so I could end up.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I reach a certain age, it's hard for me to go and start all over.
And
Why you might tell yourself, What message are you sending to that young son that they now toiling and investing and helping his father along
Well,
the way?
is it I stop helping talent for them go find your own? Simple as that. Because the person that doesn't mean that the father don't have somebody else in the pipeline
Just
to give it
fairness
to
are
you.
looking for.
Well, it's fair enough for him to make his decision and give what he wants. That's fairness.
No fairness for the guy for the son that invested so much. It's no easy thing.
Okay. It's unfair. And we leave it like
It could be very unfair. It could be. That's how I'm seeing it.
Well, yes, but
After years, let me tell you, I used to look after animals. I know what it entails looking after animals.
Okay, did they leave it in will? Did the piece of land where you used to leave the animal in will for you?
No, but I grew up with my granny, and of course I got my piece of land.
You see, so and that's why you're thinking about unfair fear.
But
maybe your grandma, your granny was are you her only grandson?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was.
Right. So then granny had nobody else to leave it for? And at that time you playing the
Well, myself and my brother, and we had to divide it equally. That one is in solution.
Okay. Somebody just made a very crucial point. Jester is not looking at it on a legal perspective. And that is true. Legal. LEGL, SIGNED, VLID, LAWYER. You got to get all that in a row.
So that is why we know I am trying to get it that the thing should be put legally in place to protect.
Well, yes. To protect the person that working hard and anything.
Yes.
But the land is not yours. I can't say it is not yours. Well, it is your father's own or your grandfather or who.
We understand that.
Well, if you understand it, then drop it because it is his and he makes whatever decision he wants.
So you know what? So you meet a man, you married him. Mm-hmm. When he come there, mm-hmm. he had a piece of land, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Put you in there, so nothing for you.
No. Because you see, that's why I asked Lorna just now when I asked the question.
None for
well,
him.
Listen,
yes. You help him build, you help him accumulate a loyalty.
Hold on a second. There is a difference here, right? If I meet a man that has his house, he has everything before I met him. You know, all of that belongs to him. It's not mine, eh? All of it, because I met him with his property. I met him with his belongings. I have nothing to do with it.
Right.
Now, in the years that go by, if I meet with him within a year and we buy a motorhome, 50% of that motorhome is mine and the other 50 is his. If he buy a yacht, 50% of that yacht is because we are together now and we're building together, right? That is legally, as Lorna says, legally I'm protected to get that 50% because we work together. But whatever I met him with or he has no hold on that because it's mine.
Listen, this scenario I bring into you now.
Bring it.
You're playing bright.
Bright. Take back the battery.
You meet a man with the house and a land.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
After that, I'll get into a business. Or
right.
Have, let's say, a big shop.
Right.
Right. And I was doing well. I'll accumulate quite a lot.
Right.
And I was doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
But it so happened that sometimes things just take a downturn.
Right.
So our business come, he flop.
Uh-huh.
He die and he make the will. And he live with nothing. He will not he land to somebody else and the house not yours because he meet him with you.
If you were listening just now. No. If you were listening, you would hear Lorna say, legally, I'm protected. Legally, I am protected. Because you see, I helped build that. Even though he left me out of the will, I am still legally obligated to get
but what you helped build?
The business. We came together and
well,
did together.
Business flop.
Well, okay, the
business flopped, so all what left was the land and the house.
Well,
and you wasn't part of that when that come
that's
there.
Why you have to do prenuptials.
That's why you
That's why you have to be prenuptial that, okay, you met me with the house, the car, the land, the whatever. It's mine.
You're not looking from business, remember that.
Right.
Okay, flop.
Like
what you was helping build with the business.
Okay, fine. But then again, whatever he accumulates before I met him is his. He could do whatever he wants with it, and he could decide to leave out of the will.
So nothing for you.
That's fine. Yes. Because I didn't help him with that. I met him with that. Look, I saw a bumper sticker one time. I said, my wife is a good housekeeper. We got divorced. She kept the house. Because the house is the house. You see me? It meets her with the house. Whatever
So,
I'm Holland, whatever I met you with when I came to that relationship, that is yours.
so Claire, you think it will be fair to you, eh? Because remember, let's stop it, eh? Remember, you think that will be fair to you along the way when you came in, right? And after you all invest in business, and you all was living good from it, and you all benefiting well, living good from it.
Okay.
You think it will be fair? Okay, after the business flop, for the man now, he really dying and to wheel out his property without you getting nothing, Claire?
Yeah.
You think that's fair to you?
I met him with his.
Claire, you
I
see,
said I met him with his.
anyhow, is the listeners and viewers
Well,
out
yes,
there?
well, somebody
What
call
would
and
you
say,
say?
because the law is just we're going on the law. The law is whatever you met that person with, it's his. And if it feels like, okay, Claire was with me for all these years, we did, and he wants to leave me a portion of that, it's fine. But mind you, if he has children, and he will his thing to his children, and I didn't get him, there's nothing I could do about it because I met him with it. It is his. It's mine. That is the before and the after. The after is when he and I work together, she and I work together to accumulate whatever it is that's left. But once you meet him or you meet her with her stuff, that's it. It's not yours. And it's not mine. So get it into your cabeza.
It's all easy for you to just sit down there and say that, you know.
I know that. But I know the law. I know what it's true. I know what it is.
When the harsh reality meets.
Well, what harsh reality going to meet there? If it's yours, it's yours.
Well,
if it's mine, it's mine.
Let me move on.
And if I decide that I want to share it with you, that's okay too. But
let me move on. Oh, graduate.
Okay, so if you're single and you do not make a will, so single, there are several scenarios that can occur if a single one die without a will. In the first, your children would inherit your entire estate if not otherwise specified in your will. In the case you have no children, your parents, if still alive, would be in charge of your estate. Finally, your estate will be given to your siblings in equal shares. If you have no children and your parents are deceased, in the rare instances you have no spouse, children, siblings, or descendants of siblings, nieces and nephews, the family on your mother and father's side would split your assets equally. So now, you see what he says again. If you're single, a lot of things taking place in single also. So if you're single and you don't have this and you don't have that, you don't have children, whatever relatives you have coming down the line, that will be split among them in your estate.
Well,
so
I expect that.
Right. Now, if you're married, in almost every state, your surviving spouse will get a portion of your assets if you pass away without a will. So it's not the full amount you're getting, a portion. We established that earlier, and you see it keeps coming up. You're getting a portion. Keep in mind that rules and regulations vary somewhat significantly from state to state. So your personal estate planner will have to hash out the details. When you're married in California and have children with only your surviving spouse, the spouse receives 100% of your community property. The remaining assets are divided per interstate succession law. In instances where people have children with previous partners, so that means you have stepchildren now, one half of the estate will be equally distributed among those children, while the other half will be given to their surviving current partner. Again, exact numbers differ in every state. In Tennessee, for example, the surviving spouse is given only a third of the estate and the children get the rest. You see again the difference. So she doesn't get in half now. She gets in a third and the rest goes to. So from state to state it differs. And that's why people that are listening internationally, like in the US and Canada and so, pay attention to these things because things change from state to state. Now, if you're domestic, no partnership, you're not married, you're just there, you have a kind of common last thing, let's put it that way. Unfortunately, not every state legally recognizes domestic partnership, which is why it is important to check your particular state regulations when it comes to dividing a person's assets after their passing. In most states, however, a domestic partner is given the same rights as a spouse, depending on how the property is owned. Then we come back to that point. If the property is owned by two of us, then domestic or non-domestic, she gets part of it too.
But I know there is some benefit for common law wives.
That's domestic, yeah.
Yeah, in Grenada. Since after they had during the days of Francis Alexis and them, yeah, a child is a child thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I know some women can contest even if they are not married with the man, but have lived with the man for some time.
Years, yes.
Yeah,
It's in
they
the same
can make
Canada
certain
too.
claims. Yeah. I know that for a fact.
Well, as a matter of fact, in taxes in Canada, your spouse, whether common law, so you get the same benefits as if you're married. That's why it says here you can have it same rights as a spouse, given the same rights as a spouse. So even though you're married to that person or you're not married to that person, but you're living together, you have that same thing.
Yeah,
So that's what it's called. So we need to take a quick break, Jester, and we'll be right back.
Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home.
Grenada, get ready as Idol City Sports presents its 6th annual Football on the Lights competition. Roselle Plainfield in St. Patrick kicks off from Sunday, February 15 and ends on Saturday, 2nd May. Get ready for intense football competition. All teams will be able to register 20 players. Players must be in uniform and numbered. Registration fee, senior $400, under 17 enters free. Cash prizes up for grabs. First place winner in the senior category will walk away with $4,000. And the first place winner in the under 17 category walks away with $1,800. Second place, $3,000. And under 17, $1,500. Plus individual prizes. Who will dethrone the defending champion? Register Football Under the Lights. For more information, contact Redhead at 538-7509 or Philip at 406-9580. No unauthorized vending allowed. Single game will be played on Wednesdays from 6:30 p.m. and doubleheader games on the weekend.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
And we are back, so that Jester would know that the land is not his, it's the people land. It's his father's land, his mother's land, and everybody. So, as it says here again, if you are living common law and you have a spouse or so, and it's the amount of years that you stay in them, you are legally able to get some of the persons because you're staying together. Because even when you're doing taxes, you can do your taxes together. Eh? Not only that. Um, Let me see. I think I should call someone that I was calling earlier on and they didn't get through because we were on things. So let me see if I could call that number here, and so the person can get to speak to us on it because it is kind of let's see where it is here. Let's go back here. Cheap. 457, I think that's the number. Let's see. Okay. Let me see here. And we'll call. I hope she answers. Let me see. Call him back here now. Hope she answers. So let's see.
Hi. If you record your name and read.
Oh no, that's going to voicemail. So we can do that. So I guess she'll call back because she's calling. Let me see. No. Yep. So I guess she's going to call back when she sees the message. So yes, somebody wrote here. Gone are the days when our grandparents spoke verbally saying that piece of land is yours or labeling what's yours without making a will or going about it the legal way. Quite true.
Yeah.
This has caused family breakup, enemies, even death in some cases. I'm gonna answer the call here. Good
Hello?
morning. Good morning.
Madam
How are
Lady
you?
Claire, I'm good.
Good,
And your
good.
partner in crime, how are you today?
We good, we good. Good.
What a topic. I just caught a little bit of it, and it's a very interesting topic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if Jester has his will in order.
Just has nothing to make a will.
Give you more liberty.
He has nothing to make a will, or he doesn't have a will. Which one?
Both.
Let tell you.
Now, I will give you a very interesting scenario, which I think that persons who may have limited assets may choose to do such. You want to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
You make a will and you award percentages of your assets. Percentages. For example, if you have $1,000 in the bank, instead of awarding it in terms of the monetary amount, you would award it percentage amount. So you give one child 5%, another 10%. So at the end of the day, when you pass on and the will is executed, the person get the percentage of the estate of the individual. That's a new modern trend.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, getting back to the nitty gritty of it, and Claire has brought some very valuable points to the table. Some of them may be relevant here, others may not be, because remember the laws are different in terms of British, American, Canadian, whatever the case may be. But a number of years ago, Dr. Francis Alexis did introduce something called a child is a child. And that is in the law books as far as I can recall. It matters not whether the children are illegitimate or legitimate, they are all entitled to share accordingly, especially I think mainly when there is uh, no will in particular. And from what I know, the 50% of the individual's, let's say a man, assets goes to the wife, and the other 50% is distributed equally among all children, legal or not, illegitimate or legitimate children. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it is not a simple situation because there are instances where illegitimate children have filed through the courts for their rights. Um, if I am like speaking with a memory that may not be accurate, I think Sir Eric Gary was an example of that situation a few years ago. Yeah. So it is not a simple thing. You also have, I understand that there is a bill being looked at as it relates to common law situation after 5 years. But from my recollection, I think that's been on the books quite a while. Maybe they have not instituted it, but it is said that once you cohabitate with someone for 5 years or more, it is considered as a common law marriage, and that individual is also entitled as it relates to will, etc., etc. But you know, a lot of times the court and the law would, based on various regulations, would act in accordance as they see fit. I'll give you an example. I recall many years ago, um, a gentleman passed on. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And as it relates to the property, he subsequently got married again and whatnot. And he died. The original wife who lived in what is considered as the first family property, although his name was on the ownership, she was able to contest that via courts as relative to her paying of the mortgage over the years and all the electricity and property tax and so on and so forth. And the court awarded her the property. And the present wife had no claims whatsoever, although it was in the husband who died's name. So it's a lot of complications that can exist as it relates to this whole will and that sort of thing. But I think it's a very interesting topic, especially now that there is that matter that was raised in Parliament not too long ago relative to common law arrangement. So you're on point as per usual.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shams.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
But it's a wonderful discussion, and I would really love if you would have had a local legal mind.
Yeah.
I am not a lawyer. I only interpret things.
I go research, but we'll continue it at another time because
Yes.
a lot of things go on and people don't know. And I just want to make people aware that this is what can happen when you do not make a will. It's not legal binding. Make a will.
Yeah. If you don't have a will, you leave it to the law.
Yes.
You don't have a will, and not only have a will, your will must be properly registered and stuff.
Validated and everything.
Yep. Yes. In order for you to, you must have your two signatories. It's not just writing something and saying, "I'm giving James 50 or this, I'm giving John $2,000 and so on." It is a legal document and it has to be registered and ratified or whatever you call it. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a lovely
Have
day,
a
Shams.
wonderful
Right.
day. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
And Claire,
Yes, I'm
just in case, if you're traveling to Grenville today, have a safe travel, okay?
Thank you. I'll take the bus.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right.
Yes. Shams for you there, man.
Yes.
Always a breath of fresh air.
Yes. With the Malay woman.
You're telling me.
Yes, so you see, so I'm happy that Shaba said that now because a lot of people still. Let me finish with the comment that the person made. He says, when parents say, "Okay, I live in that house at Jester and I live in a piece of land for Claire," without making any legal papers sort of validated or registered or so, he says this has caused family breakups, enemies, even deaths in some cases. Very good topic to raise awareness in family household for families to make the right decision that may be fair and beneficial among siblings, close relatives, husband, wife, etc. Documenting and legal binding is the best way. And she couldn't have said it better. Thank you, Sils. Because, as we just said and Shoma said it, if it is not, you didn't cross your T's and dot your I's and have it registered. So You could have word of mouth doesn't mean anything. And I said that the judge Judy said, don't come in front of me and tell me you hear that or the person tell you that. Did you see? Did it happen on your watch? And if it doesn't happen there, you can't come in front of me. So a lot of people, just as you know, right now as we sit here, in troubles because the grandparents say I'm going to leave this for that person. We have a call. Good morning.
Good morning, Big Five and listening audience.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very, very important topic. I really trust that we had a wider listenership, but one cuckoo full of basket, as we grand and great grandparents normally say.
Actually, that.
With that being said, your last caller was really somewhat spot on in terms of some of the information provided. There is a feedback. I don't know where it's coming from, but I hope you are able to hear
I'm
me.
hearing you clearly.
We hear you very clear.
Right. Um, in terms of will, it is while it's on the books over the years, a lot of us locals or Grenadians, Caribbean people per se have not put in enough energy and time into the whole topic. However, to do a will, while yes can be contested, it in most instances is for what the owner of the property intends to do with his or her property because it is a legally binding process or procedure. However, as with human being, a lot of us believe I didn't get what I should have gotten, and who is Tom to get or Jane to get what they got. But with all of that being so, I want to flip the coin a bit to look at I want to flip the coin a bit to look at telling persons as to making not will but deed of gift. And if you were to do deed of gift, you must know all of the clause and the principles engaged in it. Because when one do a will for you, when a will is done, and you pay next to nothing to do a will, right, as the owner of the property, your beneficiaries are the ones that have to pay sometime what is left behind or to enjoy what is left behind. They do not even have the money or the means to go through the process to probate that property in benefiting or enjoying it, as we would say. So apart from will, there are other legal means and process that can go through. But it is good that the owner determines how he or she wants the property to be shared and who should benefit what and the amount that they should benefit from it. But I love the Chinese aspect. I've been to China in 2019, and based on the training I went there on, we were told that the, within the Chinese culture, you can't just sit down and say that my parents own whatever establishment, and when they're dead, I'm entitled to. Sometimes you get nothing. You have to earn your very own, whether it is through your means or it is through um, having invested in the family business and you get what is allotted to you.
Right.
I think, as your previous caller indicates, it should have a second episode to that topic. And when that is being done, consultation should be done with some legal minded persons. They do a lot of pro bono work in terms of educating our people. Rogers Ferguson, you have Francis Alexis, and the alike. Because there are a lot of young lawyers that is deep into the theoretical aspect of our laws that the layman does not know and will be willing to publicize themselves through that means. There is a young lawyer in Grenville. He was a police officer and then he became a lawyer. That's Mr. Fortune, Kenneth Fortune. All of these are legal minds that you can communicate with to give a deeper insight on the topic. There is more I can say, but I'm not legally binded. I do not have the in and out of that aspect of the law. So I don't want to misguide any listener that may want to take those points. But if the topic is valid, you should have an episode or two more on it, and with a legal mind to guide the process. Because, of course, before mommy say quarter acre go for Jester, half acre with the house is CJ, and the dog and the goat is Tom. And CJ still want the dog, the goat, the half acre, and the house because she believes I would have done everything.
Yes.
Then Jester is saying I should have had all because my first dollar that was spent. And when you look at it, lo and behold, neither parties deserve anything because it's not yours. Whatever contribution you made doesn't mean it's yours.
Exactly.
In terms of the spouse, we have to realize that the law says it. Now you can think you deserve, and if he or she makes a will and say that is how I want it to go, yes, you may contest it, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, I've known of instances where the spouse got nothing, even if he or she was there all along. Because you have to remember, documents that are legally binding, taking into the circumstance, the mental status of the person when it was done, how it was done, says a lot. So I'll just leave that here for now as we brain and minds continue to tickle. But I trust that you and Jester continue to meet the core of the listeners and what should be done. Another topic that can be nice for take five mental health is the whole aspect of children taking care of their parents when the parents reaches at a particular stage in life. Our Grenada law says that the children is responsible to take care of the parents when the parents get into old age. So October is a little way off. It's a topic we can consider. But for now, bye. Have a blessed one.
Thank
And
you
we'll
so
speak
very
and stay
much.
to take five.
Thank you very much for your
Watch out.
contribution. Thank you. Thank you.
Up or down?
That's not your business.
All right.
Jester,
Up or
I
down?
tried not to add with CJ and Shoma and say anything. So don't wake the lioness that is sleeping, please, my brother. Bless
Thank you.
bless morning.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Okay, later. See, the points that have been made here, Jester, everybody has to take a portion of what we are talking about today and deal with it because even though you have a will, some people can contest your will, and sometimes they get through as long as they get through contesting because they feel that they own a portion of that. And as the caller said, though if it's me that look after my mom for the time she was sick and she leaves something for my brother or my sister, I'm all up in arms because I'm the one that was always there. And that doesn't mean that she has to. Because in a mental state of mind, she say, me, I ain't even bother any Claire. Claire is a terrible, terrible person. That's it. I can't fight that. Because she made it on while she was coherent in her own, how you call that, the own same self thing she made, and then there's nothing I can do. Maybe I might be upset, maybe, but that doesn't mean I could change it. And what is the bad thing about it, Jester? A lot of people that contest wills and so because they didn't feel that they get the right amount or they get anything, the amount of money that they're gonna pay to lawyers to get what it is that they get. By the end of the thing, what they have to get, they cannot pay the lawyer back. So
Sometimes it don't make sense.
we really, really have to think twice, 3 times, 4 times about when we're contesting things. How is it going to impact us mentally, financially, and emotionally? Because at the end of it, when you're going to spend all that money, and lawyers are not cheap. They charge you by the hour, and they go pay all $300 and so $400 an hour to help me fight for that one piece of spot that you say is supposed to be mine. And at the end of it all, you still don't have it. You may have to sell the piece of spot to pay the lawyer, and you have nothing. So really and truly, greed has no end, and we have to be very careful about it. My daughter is calling me, and I have to take that call just so I have to take a quick commercial break because I don't know what it is that she don't normally call. So I have to see what's going on here. So let me just take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Fair enough. The mic's off.
Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Voices calm, hearts that care. 2 good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. We'll take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home. It's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health, it matters most, so come in close and raise a toast. To the ones who fight each day, to the silent words they never say. You're strong, you're seen, you're truly heard. We got your back, you've got our word. Oh, take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath.
Sorry about that, and we are back. Yeah, she just something that happened over there, and she wanted me to know about it, and she didn't remember that I'm on my program, so I have to. Yeah. So yes, so all the comments that we've had, just and I will take the across the seas. We'll have to get someone like you have your friend, you know, Rob is your good buddy,
Yeah,
right?
but the only thing I'm checking on is the time.
The timing.
Yeah.
We could get him.
Time.
Okay, he may not have to come here. No, we could put him up on thingy.
We could check with him. I will check with him to hear
he can
what
come
he
up
says.
on StreamYard and do that. We can get the other policeman, and she said that you see we can find people because you and I we're not versed to that. We cannot. I'm only going on research now, and they can go deep into the laws and tell us what it is. But based on what we are seeing here, this is deep because a lot of people really actually do not know that these things happen. Because I'm telling you, most of us think that okay, I'm married. When my wife did or my husband did, I'm getting everything. This is not so. As you said, it varies from state to state, and in some states, you may get everything, or you may get a third, you may get a quarter, you may get whatever. So it is a whole lot of things. So it says how interstate succession works. When there is no will, state laws called interstate succession determine who inherits the property. These laws, is that the right way I have it? Yeah. These laws provide a specific order of priority for distributing assets to the closest living relatives. Because these rules are strictly defined by law, they only recognize specific legal relationships. Generally, this means only a spouse, children, parents, or siblings are eligible to receive property under these specific statutes. These laws vary by state and are based on legal status rather than personal relationship. For example, legally adopted children generally have the same rights as biological children. Pay attention to that, people. Adopted children has the same rights as biological children. However, because interstate succession focuses on legal relatives, people like close friends, unmarried partners, or favorite charities typically do not inherit anything under these specific laws. If a person dies without any living legal relatives, their property may eventually go to the state. So how a spouse property is divided? The way property is divided often depends on whether you live in a community property state or common law state. In community property states, which includes places like Arizona, California, Texas, and Washington, most assets a couple acquires during their marriage are owned equally by both spouses. You get it, right? Both of them. That is like we work together, as you say, with both spouses. Separate property in these states generally include items owned before the marriage or received as a gift or inheritance by just one person. So again, if the person have the thing before we get married, it's a different thing when I explained that earlier. In other states, ownership is often determined by whose name is on the title or who purchased the asset. However, the exact inheritance shares are set by state law and can change depending on which relatives are still living. In New York, for instance, a surviving spouse inherits the entire estate if there are no living children. If there are children, the spouse receives the first $50,000 plus half of the remaining balance while the child inherits the rest. So she gets 75%. 50 upfront immediately, and then half of the child, and so the child gets 25%.
Yeah.
So see, each state is different, eh? So assets that bypass the court process. Not all property is controlled by state intestacy laws. Many types of assets pass directly to a new owner or beneficiary by operation of law, meaning they do not have to go through the formal court process. These transfers are handled according to the documents or titles associated with the specific account of property. So everything not going to the same place. We got JG saying certainly, right. Common examples of assets that typically transfer outside of the interstate estate include property held in joint tenancy with right of survivorship, where the surviving owner automatically takes full ownership. Right? You get it? Yeah? Okay. Bank or brokerage accounts that have a payable on debt or transfer on debt designation. So if that person died, whatever is in the bank, life insurance proceeds paid to a specific person named on the policy. So not everybody that, if your name is not only life insurance thing, boo-hoo, not squat, diddly, nothing for you. Retirement accounts like IRA or 401k, which you have in the US, we have our RRSP and mutual funds and all that in Canada that are transferred to a designated beneficiary. So if I pass on right now and I have Malka and Can, and I feel when I want to pass it on to Candice because she might do more to it than Malka might do it, or I want to pass it on to Malka because Malka might do more with it, I could do that. None of them, Candice doesn't get any or Malka doesn't get any. But one or the other, I could do that. And that is the designated beneficiary. So you have to be on paper with your T's crossed, your I dot, valid, registered, everything for that to happen.
Okay.
So you see, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is a lot of stuff. This is deep. It's a deep topic.
Yes. But I want to bring it out there, just bring the basic, so that people that are listening will know that how important it is to have a will in place or a trust or something in place, so when something happens, you're solid. You can't be going and pay lawyers all kind of money to settle things that should be settled before.
I agree, but let me just say one thing here. Mm-hmm. If your parents has piece of land and they giving you a spot, make sure you get in a spot with title and deed.
Of course. The word of mouth thing is not working. That word of mouth thing is not working. Because you said, as Celia says, they say, okay, that piece of land is for Claire, that other piece is for Justin. So when that takes place and your name is not on, and a lot of people are going through grievances for that right now. A lot of people are going to lawyers right now because of that. Because the names, grandma promised me that. A promise is a comfort to a fool, as they say. If you do not have it in writing, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's why wills are important. It may cost you a few pennies to do it, but at least it's legal and it's binding.
Yeah, and land property, once you don't title and deed to land property, you don't have no land.
There are a lot of people all around the place, even all around here, Jester, that owns land by mouth,
Yeah.
They don't have deed. They don't have anything on it. So, well, show me the deed. We ain't have it. So if you don't have the deed, you don't have the land.
No.
And that is dangerous, because sometimes you build your house and then you have to move from the property, and that could cause you to go into mental disability totally, because you use all your money to put a thing. But then again, we have to learn to educate ourselves on things that is around us that we are getting into. If somebody come to me and they said to me, Claire, girl, I have this thing. You could invest $50,000 of your money, and the end is you're going to get $1 million. I'm saying, $1 million for my 50,000? No, that sounds big. And that sounds great because 50,000 I get $1 million. I'm not even doing my homework. I just give up the $50,000. At the end of it, nothing. Then I getting mad now. So what I'm saying this to say that a lot of people come to you with all kinds of mumbo jumbo. You do not look into it. You do not delve into it. You don't do your research. And it sounds so good. And if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. So when grandma tell you that she's leaving that piece of land there for you, ask, well, can we go to the lawyer, go to Mr. Ford, or go to Mrs. Ford, or go to Mr. What is Angela's name?
Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, and let's get it in writing so that I know if something should happen to you, I'm okay. We have to, because we are a nation that said, oh, no big deal, man. She leave it for me, so when she dead, that is mine. You go on it, somebody said you don't mash back inside that piece of land here. What do you say? Oh, Ma said she leave that for you. Show me. Show me.
The next important thing
Tell me.
must be taken into deep consideration whenever you own land, property, especially land, you must be paying the taxes on it.
Oh, yes.
Trust me, because if you're not paying the taxes on it, you could find yourself in shit street.
Not only that, you can, if you sell it, the person have to buy it, have to, well, they have to pay
just complicate everything.
I know people are paying thousands of dollars in back taxes.
Yeah, so you need to be paying the taxes.
Pay your taxes, yes. Because, and another thing, let me tell you all again. If you own a piece of land or you have a home and you're about to let somebody occupy it for a while, even though it's $1, I know that for a fact. Even though it's $1, charge them the dollar. $1. You don't have to be 5 or so. Charge them the dollar every month and let it pay it every month. You know why? After a few years of staying in that house without paying anything, the house could become yours.
Yeah.
The land could become yours.
There is a term that
I don't know what term it is. You don't pay, you don't charge them. I think it's theirs.
I know there is a term. Just can't come to mind now.
Anybody know what that term is? Call us and let us know, because we need to make the listeners and hearers out there know that this is going on. So if you own property and you say you're overseas or you're somewhere else, or you have another property and you feel that, okay, I don't want to let it go to waste, so I'm going to let Jester stay in it. Yeah. Do not let Jester stay in your house for free, because after a few years, that house could become Jester's house because he wasn't paying rent. You didn't do a legal document to say as of March 3rd, 2026 at 11:41 a.m. Jester and I went into that agreement to pay $1 a month for rental fee in that house. A lot of people lose their homes like that, Jester.
A lot of people lose their land and things like that, especially in the past.
And this is part of what we are talking about here. All that is part of it. Let them pay $1. Let them pay something, because if you don't, you cannot go claiming what is yours at the end of the day. It's yours. But you lapse, as they say, you snooze and you lose it.
There are some evil people.
Oh, yes, there. A lot of people know. A lot of people know the law, A lot of people know the law, and they go. Somebody said, I think it is a deed of gift. Okay. Roya just said she thinks it's a deed of gift. So if it's a deed of gift, you have to do to get this.
No, the deed of gift is to get the property.
Yes.
Like
they give it to you for free. Yeah. That is yours. But if you own your home and you want to let me come and stay in your home, and you just say, okay, Claire, you could stay there. You didn't give me as a gift or anything. Charge me $100. Charge me something, because at the end of it all, you may lose your home to me.
Yeah, what we're talking about here, the process where you lose your property after some time, there is a term that is used particularly for that. I just can't even.
But people, that is it all.
Yeah. Like sometimes you might have a piece of land, you let somebody walk it.
It says here, the owner just says, squatters' right leads to adverse possession.
Yes, squatters.
They'll squat in your house, and they'll squat squat on your land and you say, when I'm ready to make them go, you go make them go.
Yeah, people lose their property like that already.
Yes, and I know if a lot take place in Grenada like that. You squat on somebody's land and then you cannot go own it because they stay there. And let me tell you, there are a lot of us that are evil, you know.
Oh, yes.
When I knew evil,
oh, yes.
we know the rights. Because I am understanding, and I'm not sure, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But if you own a basement and it is not up for sort of rent, you didn't put it as a place that you could rent, somebody could come and say, oh, Jester, here you have your basement for rent. Can I rent it for a year or can I rent it for that amount of time? You rent it. I think when it's basement, you cannot put a
You're not
stove
supposed to alter
or a fridge. You can't because it's just you cannot put a stove or a fridge in it. Something
in the
of
first
that
place.
sort.
You're really supposed to be
You're not supposed to rent it at all, right? So some people will come in. It happens a lot in the States.
Yeah.
They come in, they rent it. You cannot put them out. You cannot make them pay rent because it is not legal to rent a basement based on some laws that they have in some states.
I know of a situation where somebody was living in a basement. The fees had built up for some time. Did not pay that person.
We have a call. Let's take it. Good morning, caller. Go right ahead.
I think the term you're looking for is possessory title, similar to if renting a piece of land or someone is living on your land for a period of time and they haven't, or the owner haven't inquired of them, or they're not paying anything, and they just on it, they can go through the possessory title procedure and also obtain that. So of course you're on the right path in the advice people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So you're all here.
Yeah.
You're all here. It is again. If you want this, it's not a piece of, let me tell you, that piece of land up the road there. The first piece of land I bought was up the street, just up from here. And I came home one year and I saw a little hut on it. And I'm like, what?
Just like that.
Just like that. There's a little hut on it and a guy was staying in it. So I went up to him and I said, excuse me, who are you? He says, oh, is this person? I said, so why are you on this piece of land here? Oh, it's nothing. I just there. I said, but no, it's not just this. It's mine. It's not yours. I said, break down that thing. Oh, I could stand it and walk. I said, I don't want you to walk it. I said, this is where I left it. When I'm ready to walk it, I'll walk it. I said, and I mean, I said, if you don't, I'm going to the police station. Because that's what I knew that from Toronto, that when people take your place and you don't get rid of them at a certain time, they could end up owning your land. Yes. And me, I didn't want to end up, I didn't want to go up a cricket and a paddle. So I said, we got another call coming to, let's take it. Good morning.
Good morning. Can I chime in on your conversation this morning?
Please.
I feel so relieved that you're not bad talking me.
You're not narcissistic, and you.
Yeah.
You're not eating chips.
You're not eating chips.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning to you, boss man. Good morning, man. It's a pleasure to have you.
Well, thank you. I'm apologizing. I feel so relieved. I just get cold sweat when 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning come around. It's like I get cold sweat. I don't know what kind of friends I have, but it's only Jesus. It's only Jesus. But I heard you made a reference to rentals. And for instance, New York and Canada. In New York, you can rent and Canada. So the difference is in New York, the basement has to have two independent entrances. You have to have two doors.
Okay.
You must have a secondary and a primary. All right. Once that is there, it's legal to rent.
Okay.
The difference with Canada, even if you have the independent primary and secondary entrances and exit, you cannot put that gas stove in your basement.
Oh.
It only can be an electrical stove or electrical cooker. So it could be a countertop cooker, not a full stove.
Okay.
You cannot have an oven. You cannot have an oven.
So let me
And I
ask
know.
let me ask for New York. So you talk
Mhm.
about the two entrances, but apart from that, can you do any alteration down there, like maybe establish any partitions or so?
Yeah. But you have to get a permit. You got to
Oh,
get a permit, and you have to submit the new plans to the relative authorities, so that they have a record of all the changes.
I see.
oh, so
So part of the reason for that is, in the event of a fire and the firemen go in, come in there, and they know it's only supposed to be one room, but
okay.
it's two. You see the problem?
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
uh,
It's a problem,
so it will be
right?
very much going against the rules or the policy if you just go on your altar
Code,
without
building
getting
code.
there.
Billing code,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Oh, but trust me, a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. They get away with it. But the event that something a tragedy was to happen, the ace is grass. You
Because
know.
guess what? Because I started telling Claire about that. I understand of a situation in New York, right? Somebody was
Right.
renting a basement. The person take the good will in mind and rent out the basement. The person
Right.
who was occupying there, the fees they wasn't paying for a while, so the fees run up and everything. And at the end of it all, they still call the city on the owner
Oh
of the
yes,
basement,
yes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
happened.
and he had some
Yeah.
serious difficulty.
Yeah. You see, well, they will report the owner, and the reason for that is because if no one's reported, they definitely can't throw them off.
Exactly.
They definitely can't throw them off. So they get to stay there. I know of instances where people staying up in people, not just basement, in people's apartment
Yeah,
for nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
Rent
yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Rent free.
Wow,
I know.
I
wow.
know of instances. I have not a friend, but an associate. He renting same thing from a lady in Canada, and she would report that every 2 months or every month, whatever. They would report her to the city,
Wow.
just so that you don't have to pay that rent. All right, just so not to pay the rent. But he's driving a Mercedes Benz. His wife
Of
driving a
course.
Honda.
Of course.
You know,
Why not?
when you see this man dress, this man shoes and sneakers and things is $100. Yeah,
That is so
yes.
wrong. That is so wrong.
But he wouldn't pay rent. So eventually he lived there rent free for nearly 2 years. And he moved now, right? Two houses down from him. And he moved there last year, just before the summer. By the end of the summer, he paid no rent.
Oh gosh. You see, some of them know the law and they use the law to
By
their
the summer, by the
advantage.
end of last year, so by the end of summer last year, he was just moving there before the summer. He didn't pay no rent. And make it even easy for him to the landlord live in Israel.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
The landlady live in Israel. She's an elderly person. She doesn't have no kids or whoever apparently close by that will seek her interest, you know.
I know.
So he milking it.
getting
Don't
free
worry.
milk.
When he cow daddy go know something, that's all right. You know, even there are some of them that they have to sell the house with them in the house. You know, they're moving, they're selling the house with the people inside the house. That is wrong. Well,
Yes.
Yeah,
thank
but
you.
some people do that. Some
Yeah.
people do that, and the new owner now have headache now to get them out,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
But it's easier when the new owner come in to get them out.
Yes. Yes.
Because you see, there's no contract between you and the new owner.
That's right.
If
That's
the
right.
new owner come in and decide, "All right, here we go. You got 1 month and you gotta go, you gotta go.
And that's it.
You
That's
gotta go.
that.
That's it."
Thank you so
Now,
very
with
much.
difference in one more thing, the difference in China, because we just had a tenant was last year.
Mhm.
Um, the reason you cannot put a stove, a regular the stove down there. They don't want the only area they want gas is in the boiler where your boiler room is.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Right. And then that has to be secure.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have carbon monoxide,
Yep.
all these different detectors in there.
Yes.
So in New York, if you rent your basement and it has, even if it has the primary and secondary doors, if the boiler, because New York have basement and sub basement
Right.
in some houses.
Mm-hmm.
So the boiler room will be down in it. Most of the time is in the sub basement.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if your basement is just one basement, you have a boiler room. The walls of the boiler room have to be 6 to 8 inches rock brick,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to have a fire door.
Oh, okay.
Not have a fire like a steel door,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to be properly vented. The
Hmm.
boiler room has to be properly vented.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, when you reach all these guidelines, you can rent this man. I know people paying $2,000 for a one-bedroom basement.
Yeah. Because it's legal.
Because
It's legal. Yes.
the person went all out and went got every code they
You have to pay for
made
it.
sure
Mm-hmm.
everything
Somebody got to
was
pay.
on top. You gotta pay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Hey, you guys have a great one.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Bye bye.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Play the importance of this program. I learned quite a lot of things from that today regarding to or in Canada as compared to America.
And the Caribbean.
Investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Caribbean.
Okay, I know. I remember of a situation where, and it happened on more than one occasion, where people had to get people out of their house, and they had to go and remove the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Let rain with them. I know some guy that stayed in a lady house for years, and then he want to take her to court, to say that she giving him notice to leave. He ain't even paying the lady for she rent or anything, and he running a business.
Some people are very bold.
You see, let me tell you something. When people, some of them study the law, they're taking the law and beat you in your own place. Because you know that you're not supposed to rent the basement for me. And you come in knowing that I'm not supposed to rent the basement for you, no. But you come in and then you're making my life a living hell.
Yeah.
So let's finish. It says the court process for interstate assets. For assets that do not transfer automatically, a court process is required to legally move ownership to the heirs. When there is no will, this is often called an administration proceeding. The process typically begins when a close relative, such as a surviving spouse, asks the local court to open the estate. In many states, the spouse has the first priority to lead this process and manage the estate affairs. Once the court approves the request, it issues a document known as letters of administration. This paper gives the appointed administrator the legal power to manage the deceased person's property. The administrator is responsible for several important tasks, such as creating a list of all assets, paying any final bills or taxes, and eventually distributing the remaining property to the legal heirs according to the state law. So we're going to close by saying. So let me see. Lorna says Ontario just passed a bill to allow landlords to be able to evict tenants easier. Well, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yes, because a lot of them, they had a thing that if it's winter, you cannot evict a tenant in winter. Because where they go? In summer, make them go. But in winter, you can't evict somebody because you're putting them out in the cold. But if they pass that law now so that tenants could evict, landlords could evict tenants, that is great because a lot of them using the law, as I say, to commit the badness.
Yeah.
Yes. And let me tell you something. If they're staying in the basement or wherever they are, and they're not getting heat, they're not paying rent, eh? And the basement is cold in the summer, in the winter. And they're not getting heat. They're calling the city on you. They're calling all the authorities what they could call. Because I'm staying here and the landlord not giving me heat. You're not paying any rent, but you cannot make them go and you cannot freeze them to death. So there are people out there that make it a profession to do these things that they do there.
Make people life miserable.
Yes! Because they say, oh, you buy a house? That means you have money. I could come and crash in your basement and not pay anything at all. Not knowing that your rent is going to help me pay my mortgage on that building.
I know some people just don't have a conscience. How could you want to just acquire somebody thing while they work hard for in their life? Just you want to feel it, just have it. Just this is just so crazy.
It is crazy, but it's true, and a lot of people do it. So here is the final. It says, dying without a will can precipitate a myriad of burdens for the deceased family members. Think of a will as your voice after you've passed. You have the ability to dictate the future of your assets if you plan in advance, and it is not that hard to get started. While every state law is designed to do what is in the best interest of a descendant, the only way to avoid your assets falling into the wrong person's hand is by prioritizing your estate planning today, today, today. That is the only way. Because when you're dead and gone and you do not have things in place, as Celia says earlier, all kind of enemies coming together, all kind of fights, all kinds of stuff, taking families killing each other, family fighting, family not talking to each other. But the thing at the end of it, it is not yours. And I keep saying it is not yours. Why would you go fighting for things that if the person want to leave something for you, they will put it in writing and say this goes to Jester. And so if I die and I don't have a will, I have 2 children 50-50, I guess that's it. Nobody else can come and say, oh, well, my brother can come and say, no. Once it's 50-50, we're done. But you see, you have to take this step early and make a will or a trust or do deed of gift, do something. Because if you don't, what you leave behind is worse than you passing off, Just
it's problems. A
whole lot of problems. And please, anybody that I'm saying this to other, if somebody owns something and they say, oh, when I die, I want you to have this, ask for it in writing. Get it signed, sealed, and delivered to your name. Because at the end of it, you're not getting anything. Because once they have a child, and if that child is a greedy child, knowing that you were there with that parent of his or hers, doing everything you possibly can to make their life easier. And they come in and challenge and tell you, well, hey, that is my mother's house, It's not yours and I could do whatever I want. You have nothing to get. So anybody that promises you a piece of land or a home or a car or a bike or a dog or a cat, get it in writing. Get it in, as you say, black and white and red all over. Make sure you know what you're signing for. Because a lot of us, when somebody come and says, sign this, we trust them so much. We pick a pen. Pick a pen and think. And you sign that when I deceased, you have nothing to get.
But it's always dangerous. That is committing suicide to just not read and sign.
A lot of us do it. A lot of us do it. A lot of people just pick up things. You go and you say you're investing in something. They then come in and tell you the thing straight up, like if the market crash, you're losing all your money. They tell you, oh, you're going to gain 10% at this time. You're going to get 15% at that time. Nobody's saying that when the market crash, you're losing 50% of your investment, and you sign for that. No question it. I don't do the investment at all. Thank you all so very much. It is 12 o'clock. Yes, but it's interesting that happen. Thank you all so very much for everyone that checked in this morning across the seas. Sherma, Kathleen Ledlow, Cabrino Phillip, who again, Kathleen Ledlow, I said that already, Rachel Charles, Lorna Bain, and everyone that was listening on Facebook. And so without signing in, but you were listening, thank you so very much. We'll try to continue bringing new topics that you and I can benefit from. As I said, I learned a lot while I was researching this, and I'm sure a lot of you here today, when you see this, you say, oh my goodness, this is what has to take place when somebody dies. So do your part, do the right thing, go to a lawyer. If you have money to go to the store and buy a pair of sneakers for $300, visit the lawyer first if you have something, and get your act together, get your things straight as an arrow, sign, seal, deliver, cross your T's and dot your I's, and then you're smoking. Thank you all so very much. Esther?
Well, yes, Clay, it really was a pleasure, and it's a pleasure for me, because when I look at the clock a while ago and I realized it's 12 o'clock, I couldn't believe, actually. So I really, really do enjoy that program, and I can feel from our listeners and viewers out there how well they felt about this program as well. And I do look forward of having another program for and with them next week, Tuesday, God's will.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ned, for checking in. And we are done. And just you got smoothie this morning. You go dance.
No.
What do you mean you're not dancing? You do what?
I don't go.
I don't care if you have to go and say dance.
You like stupid is the budget.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Voices calm, hearts that care. 2 good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. Or take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home. It's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health and matters most, so come in close and raise a toast to the ones who fight each day. To the silent words they never say. You're strong, you're seen, you're truly heard. We got your back, you've got our word. So take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home. We laugh, we cry, we share the ride. No judgment here, just love and light. You've got a place right here to stay. So take 5 and heal today. So take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home.
Grenada, get ready as Idol City Sports Breeze.
And we did bring you home with Take 5 with CJ and Jester. We're saying ciao. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Next week, Tuesday, we'll come up with something that you can tease your mind again. Bye-bye.